we find ourselves now at the last part of Grimm Scarlet, the snow and summer. As the scene opens up to the party walking on the lower front of the southern district as it's going along the edge of the river, essentially. As you're walking on the wood platforms that lead down into this part of the area. As you continue to head along the direction to where you know that Jacob told you his house was, essentially.
Who's Jacob?
Not Jacob, Edward.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
As you now have Ost accompanying you in this endeavor. As you head down some stairs that go literally to the point where you're walking on somewhat like a pier that's on the side of the wall. It's like a sheer wall that to the right of you would be the rest of the city, and to the left is just the river itself. As you walk down here and as you look directly in front of you is a house that has stilts that brace itself into the water, and it goes about 15 feet over the river edge. So it's somewhat over the river itself. As you can see, below it has about 2 small boats tied to the house itself. As you make your way to the door that seems to be closed, though you can tell that there's somebody in there from the flicker of candlelight.
That's a cool house, guys. I'm gonna go knock on the door.
By the way, Arjun, did you ever
Yeah.
give back Os's parcel?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot. Yes. Here you go.
And then he's kind of standing behind her. Smile. Give it a gentle smile.
So after a while, you hear coming from inside, "It's unlocked! Come in!"
Hi, Edward. And I'm gonna open the door and take a step in.
As you come inside, you can see the interior of this place is rife with culture. Whatever was either small statues, some handmade dolls that look like they had a feminine touch to it. Different things that show that this house has been well lived in, and not necessarily one lived in with this one family, but like a generational house. As you make your way inside, as caressing your palates, you smell a very like a fishy-like smell, like a fried fish smell making your way inside.
Is Edward there?
As you look around, you can see that you're in one part of the house, which is one room that's blocked off from exterior wall. It has a bunch of beads hanging in the entryways. That looks like it goes into a kitchen area, and you can see there's movement in there.
I will start walking that way. Say, Edward.
I'm here, I'm just
Also
making
kinda-
dinner.
Also kind of stand further inside into the foyer, and he'll kind of put his hands in his pockets, and he'll kind of look around, and almost out of bad habit, he looks around to see if there's anything valuable. Bad habit.
Well, unless you're intentionally, we can just run that off your passive. So just looking around, just nothing in here that particularly catches your eye. Until you start to look over towards the door as she passes by. As you see a very antique looking violin that is hung above the door frame going into the dining room. But as you push the beads open and make your way in, you find the source of the very pleasant scent, as it looks like he's making a small fresh fish fry for you guys. As you can see, assortment of different poles going out one side of the window, as one of them seems to be hooked with the fish and the other one still seems to be drawn out to the side, as he's currently filleting one fish and dropping it into some grease and whatnot. As he turns, you can see that he's already wrapped himself up with some bandages and whatnot from the beating he took earlier, but he would turn and it's like, I expected you guys to be here a little later than this. Sorry, it's gonna take some time. You can have a seat, As he holds his hands out towards a table that currently has 2 chairs.
Edward, your house is beautiful.
Thanks, it's been in the family for some time.
Very nice. But really don't mind us. We didn't mean to come early.
Think little of it. Just enjoy yourself.
I'll take that invitation. Plus,
Oh, there's Edward.
he comes up and he sort of pulls out the chairs for the group, but then he stands and pulls out his lyre. He'll kind of string his lyre and sort of just softly play some faint note.
Remind me. Oh, sorry.
No, that's all.
Did anyone else meet Edward?
Yeah, we should all know Edward.
Okay. But not Oust. This is our new friend. Edward, this is our new friend Oust. He's here to help us.
He has magic hands.
He would incline his head and just picking up a hand to not formally greeting you, but it's acknowledging your existence as he continues on with the fish fry.
He'll nod his head, indicate towards them, but he'll kind of go back to his musings. But he'll kind of look up and he will look towards Ardeen and he'll go into the other room. I kind of carry his music with him. But when he does, he'll point his finger over toward where Ardeen was, and he'll whisper. He'll say, musical notes, fluttering soft, reach the ear that I see. He kind of breathes that, and after he does, one of his fingers strum one of the notes of the chord, and he points his finger over, like I said, towards where Ardeen was, and here he casts a message, and he whispers to where only Ardeen can hear, and she can reply. So, what was the lowdown on him again?
I can respond.
Yeah.
Yes.
His son disappeared a couple weeks ago, and the police won't help, so we offered to help.
Okay. And he'll cast, he'll sort of put his tone again, recast message, and he'll say, so, you offered to help him. That's noble. You didn't think through what you was going to do for him, did you?
No, we're gonna try to help find his son.
Okay. And you hear the music kind of playing off.
I'm gonna go walk into the room where you are. Say like 1 moment and go walk to where you are.
Oh, yeah. Of course. I'll just come back when you can. I'll tell you the rest of the story about my son. As you go off.
You can tell me.
Yes, sure. As he goes back into a small little descriptor about how his family acquired this lot and all this fun stuff. As the beaded fence from this room to the living room just frails open as Ardeen comes through, currently approaching you as you're still playing your lyre.
Also will kind of look confused a little bit. And he's kind of pacing a little. But he momentarily gives a small stop to his pacing.
Are you okay?
He says, well, not as much as one can be. Is everything all right in there?
Yeah. So, I guess I should have been more specific. But what happened was we were at the police station, and this guy kind of threw a fit, asking the police to help find his son because he's been lost for 3 weeks. And then they basically said, no, screw you, we don't care. And he ran out, and then I followed him, and then he got beat up by a guard, and I tried to stop it way too slowly, but eventually the guard left, and and then we tried to get the guard in trouble, and we offered to help this guy find a son, basically.
What I was trying to ask is just if you had thought of any way how you was going to help him finding his son.
Well, we've, kind of taken on a detective role in the city, so I just thought we would add it to the list of things that we had to investigate.
Just not how.
Nope. With our strong wits and great skills.
He looks, and he kind of like gives you a smile, and then he just cracks up. He talks right back. He says, "It's good to laugh in a world like this. So let's go find out what we can do. Sure, I have my ways that I can help in this, but I'd like to know more. Anything really that he might know."
Yeah, that's
about
why
what
we
happened.
came. Also, if you have a question, you can ask and I'll answer it without doing the thing in my head.
I was not. He's about to. It looks like he was about to explain And he says, sometimes subtlety is my preferred way.
Important. I get it.
People
I
can
get
live and die by. People can certainly live and die by the failure of finesse.
He's not gonna like me.
This is true. And I'll go back into the room with Edward and the other people.
He says, "Oh,
It's actually pretty impressive. Sounds like a good kid.
That's why I don't understand why they don't do anything more for him. I don't lie when I say that me and my family have been a crucial part on building up this city to what it is now. I just feel like, because I'm a Faunus, that our problems are secondary to their own.
It's a sad but real truth. I know what you mean.
So he's just like shaking his head and whatnot. Oh, well, 1 second, as he sees that he currently got a fish and goes to the fishing line. As you notice that Ardeen comes back into the room.
Everything all right?
We're so good. Yeah. So good.
Quizzically, I'll nod at you.
Edward, do you need any help fixing your dinner? I feel a little bad for walking in on you at an inconvenient moment.
Oh, no. You're assisting me in this matter. The least I can do is prepare a nice home-cooked meal.
While you're doing that, why don't we just start with the basics? Can you describe Torek as best you can?
Yeah, he's a young lad. Not too tall. He's approximately 5 feet, to be exact. Taller for his age, at least. He has long blonde hair, much like his mother did. Has my strapping, lovely cat ears. He says as he flicks his ears back and forth a bit.
What color, or can I assume his ears are like the same color as his hair, blonde?
You can assume that, yeah.
What about his eyes, his skin, his
Any scars or markings?
stature?
Oh, he has that one scar from that one scrap that he had with the little human boy. It looks like an S near the side of his jawline. His eyes are deep blue color.
Can we have access to his room?
Of course. I mean,
Just to see.
it's just that room there, because this house is only 2 rooms large. It's this living room and the kitchen area.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me where your son hung out? Like, what did he like to do other than, like hold his own in a few scraps?
As he finishes reeling in the fish, he would unhook it and start to chop it up and slice its head off as he puts a new bait on the line and then throws it out. Well, before he went missing, last I remember is that he was going over to play at the park near the Temple of Light.
Is that our favorite part?
Yeah, that's your favorite park.
Nice. Okay.
The only park, actually.
We made the same face.
At the same time, actually.
Did we really?
Yes.
Know any of his friends?
He only hung out with the Jefferson's child. They live across the river. He points out the window. As you can see, a similar like house, except not nearly as large, across the riverbed.
Okay, Pocahontas.
Um,
Go for it.
can you describe the day that he was disappeared?
Of course. He says, stopping, sticking the knife in the woodcutter. It was a hotter day that day. I noticed because it was awkward because it was raining. It was approximately around 12 o'clock when he went missing.
Now, was it that he was taken, or you just noticed he wasn't around?
That's when I noticed that he wasn't come back. But normally, when he goes to the park, he comes back before 11 o'clock. And that's when I knew that he wasn't taken. Not that he just ran away. My boy wouldn't run away. Wouldn't.
Is there anyone who may have reason to harm you or your family?
No, we don't have enemies. We've done everything we can to build this city up from the ground. We were one of the first families to even come here before the city was even built. If anything, we have more allies than enemies. Well, like I said, if you ask me honestly, I believe that my boy could have gotten mixed up with those damn bluecoats. I'm pretty sure that they did it. They beat him up, went too far with it, and killed him. I'm sure that's what happened.
Does he mean the watch?
Yes.
What would the watch have, or what would the watch have against your son, the 13-year-old boy?
Isn't it obvious? He says as he intentionally continues to flick his ears.
Yeah, I got the message, and I'll sigh to myself.
I'm sorry to bring up painful memories. Do you know what he was wearing? Do you remember what he was wearing?
Brown overalls, and his favorite white button t-shirt. And his black cobs.
What's a cob?
Chew.
Okay.
How much of this would Ox be hearing, by the way, from the other?
This place isn't big enough to make a difference in sound, so you're hearing all of it.
Okay. Is there somewhere to recline in the other room?
Oh yeah, there's a chair and a makeshift bed. 2 of them in here.
Go and recline in the chair. And he'll kind of just, as he's playing his lyre, softly, trying to make like a aura of homeliness. He kind of thinks somberly on things.
Can I ask you, Edward, where's your wife? Where's Torque's mother?
Shh. He kind of sucks in his teeth and sighs, and then picks back up the knife and continues to chopping. She left us early after he was born.
Is there any reason to believe she may have come back, or is?
No. Last I heard that she returned to Atlas.
All
I'm
right.
so sorry.
It's nothing to be sorry about. She left our lives, which means I left all my feelings for her.
So, last you know, Torque was at the park, and you just haven't seen hide nor hair of him since.
Exactly. He says as he starts to put the fish into the oil. Giving off that very subtle but enjoyable scent. Cooking fish.
Cool.
And you said it's been 3 weeks?
3 weeks to the day today.
There's a very openly annoyed expression on Reeves' face as he's going over the information.
As you're doing that, you hear the mixture between the fish popping and the subtle lyre notes filling up the air, that it just builds a very calming and tense atmosphere at the same time. As you hear the hectic sounds of the food being cooked, followed by the chopping sounds of the knife, and the mixture of the soothing lyre playing, that it's an air that tries to soothe anxiety, but at the same time is creating anxiety at the same time. It's a counterbalance almost.
I've got nothing left. I kind of know all I need to know from here. Or actually, no. I want to. Sorry, I take that all back. Can I head into his room? Can I join us in his room?
Yeah, you can go into the living room. You just stand up and you hear the sound of the beads crashing against each other as Reeve would come in. As you look over to Ost, he's kind of just sitting in the chair or bed.
Chair. It was a chair. And he has a real grave kind of look on his face. As he's zoned out, he has a million yard stare. And as he's kind of thumbing through the notes. He's not even looking at the lyre. He's playing it. And as if there's just kind of disconnect. And it really does play to this counterbalance of it's a rustic kind of calming, soothing tone in a house that has dreadfully tense atmosphere, as if a couple had gone through an argument, and this is kind of the aftertone. This is like the dinner afterwards, or one of the couple had got fired from the job, and this is kind of like the sort of an uncanny valley of serenity. Small little spot in time that he's preserving and ebbing through his somber yet serene tones. And
I want to. Oh, sorry. Go.
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I wanted to look around, like see if there's anything of Torix that's like personal or seemed like his own little stash.
Go ahead and make a perception.
Oh, come on, man.
As you look around, you try to piece together anything that seems to be something a 13-year-old child would absorb and make his own in such a confined area. As you look around, you see an assortment of what looks like knickknacks and toys that possibly could be his or could be something left over from time past. It's very hard to tell with the very clutter-filled atmosphere that this house brings upon it.
What did exactly Reeves do when he went over there? Did he just walk over there and look around, or did he start moving stuff? Or?
What did you do, Reeve?
Could you describe the room for me?
There's 2 beds in the very back end of the house itself, the one that's closest to the exterior wall, like facing towards a wall, not towards a river. And then going out from there to the river area, there's a singular table that's in the center where there's a lot of knickknacks. There's a dresser on each side. There's many paintings and or things that they deem worthy of putting on like frames and putting it on
Frames
a
and
wall.
on the wall.
There's also a chair that you find you find Oust, and that's like right next to the door. And then outside of that, you have a very large window that's about half of the wall that peers out towards the river itself. So it's a very open view to the river. Like anyone that was looking on the other side of the river could just peer into the house if they wanted to.
As I was looking, I was just kind of going over the knickknacks, checking the dressers a little bit. Maybe not rummaging very deeply, but just trying to get searching for everything and anything that could give me a clue as to what Torque was up to in the time leading up to his disappearance. Any little notes or things that, checking his bed, see if there's anything hidden under the mattress.
So that's what you would be seeing, Oust. Him just making a very quick, not thorough, but look over through everything that's in here, not necessarily kind of destroy anything that belongs to this person and or what remains of his son's existence before he went missing the last 3 weeks.
Also, sort of say in his tones. So. You lose something? He kind of smiled a little bit.
In a half smile, I'll respond to him. Lost a 13-year-old boy because he doesn't look human.
He smiles turns to his side. He says, you need to better take some jokes.
It wasn't. I'll apologize. I don't mean to be an ass. Just, it's tough, you know. I have nothing against you, but this happens more often than most people realize.
So yeah, we hear you
Apparently,
moving your papers and stuff.
He says to that, he says, apparently you have nothing for this child that's missing. So there couldn't be anything against them.
Could you repeat that? I could barely hear you.
He kind of has a grimace to his face, and he says, apparently you don't have anything for this child, so you couldn't hold anything against him. That he's lost and all. Like it's not his fault or anything.
Truth is, I just don't know enough. So.
All you have to do is ask. And he gets up and looks around. And now Wire's going to, Asta's going to try to make a thorough search of everything. He's going to examine any clues to, first of all, if he would aspire to like run away, and kind of even how he feels about his father, or about his mother, if he wants to, if given the opportunity, he would run to, he just would run, or if things seem like
a turmoil household. Go
Yeah.
ahead and give me an investigation check. as you try to ascertain more information in this house that doesn't seem face value from glances.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as you look around, you don't find any real evidence that his lifestyle at home was unhappy. As you look around, the only thing that really catches you off guard is when you go around his bedside and you just are subtly playing still and just looking around as you stop playing at the same time. As you inch over and move towards and reach down, as you pick back up what looks like something that seems alien to this entire household, as you find a bronze-hilted, serrated dagger.
You'd think I would have noticed that.
He's um he's going to
And let me interrupt you for a sec. This was also not on oh, I forgot his name for a moment. Let me go back to my notes.
Edward Toric.
Alright, this looks to be on Toric's bedside.
okay.
Would I be immediately nearby? Because I ended my search near the beds.
It would definitely be within your passive perception and notice unless you're particularly trying to hide it. Us.
Oz would look over to Reeve, put his finger to his mouth, and sleight of hand the dagger into his the hem of his belt. You want me to
So
make
I
a sleight of
know.
hand
So,
for that?
so essentially, I know you have the dagger.
Yeah, he looks at you, puts his
Okay.
puts his finger to his lip, and then sleight of hands the dagger into the hem of his belt. You want me to make that sleight of hand check?
That would be a hide if you're trying to hide it in case if Edward notices it. Basically is what I'm getting, right? Trying to hide it on your person?
I thought sleight of hand can do that too. So.
Well, for this situation, I'll say it can work for it.
Because I was going to say, Edward and Ardeen are still in the
concealing
other
an
room.
object on your person. I mean, I can make it stealth too. I don't care which one. It's the same thing.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead
say,
and roll
isn't
for
it
it.
just stealth?
Ooh. Okay.
So you move it right on the hem of your pants and then bringing your shirt over it, and it's not the greatest place to hide it, but it was kind of last second. You don't necessarily have all the tools you need for hiding a knife you randomly find, but you do the best that you think you can to make it not obvious.
I'll also give Asta a silent nod. And and from there, I want to check out the window. I want to look and see, is there any possible vantage points from where I can see that somebody? Because you said it's big enough that anybody could look in. I want to see if I can notice. And essentially, I want to see is anybody looking in right now, or is there a place I could look into this house?
Give me a perception.
Okay. Come on, man.
As you just give him a nod, you just subtly look over your shoulder and try to see if there's anything that you can pick up. No. I mean, with the subtle fog that's rolling in with the nighttime, you feel like, you don't think anybody's looking at you, and at night you think it would be hard-pressed to see anyway.
Okay. I'm
As-
done here.
He kind of looks out and he just kind of, okay, hasta, let's say, let's see, let's see. Just say, hey, whether or not this turns out exactly how you expected, well, at least you tried. And that's a lot more than a lot of people can say for themselves in this kind of situation. Because a lot of time people won't even try.
I'll just give him a big grin and a nod. Not really much to respond to that with.
Let's give her.
It's almost patronizing.
No, not even. Think of it as like definitely some gratitude. Like I get what he's trying to say. Message received.
No, I know. I'm saying to
Uh,
certain people it can come across as almost patronizing.
Dream. Alright. So, as you two have that moment and you just give that nod, you hear from the other room calling out towards you, "Food's ready! Come and get it!" As you turn back to each other and just meet eyes and just give that subtle, understanding nod, as the two of you will begin to walk back through the curtain of beads, opening it as Reeve comes in, closes, as Alice gets his hand to part it, stops for a moment, looking into the room once more, and then back inside, as the beads would close and clatter back and forth, as the camera begins to zoom out past the door, as it just shows the outside of the house and a singular silhouette that seems to be cascading on the door frame. And that's how we end it for this week. Thank you guys for watching.
Yay!
Our week 3 of Grimm Scarlet, The Snow and Summer. We're going to be back next week at 10:35 Central Standard Time on Friday to continue on with part 4 to see exactly what our group can get into next. So,
Violence! Oh.
thank you all for watching and taking part, and thank you guys for playing and being these little marionettes in my world.
I'm your puppet.
But thank you guys for watching. Remember, you can follow me at NightXGamer on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, anything like that to keep updates on other games like these that I have running, and even more so, updates on this one. Also, if you have any fan art that you think that you would like to make to contribute to this, you can send it to us through any of the other social medias, and we might even start hosting and showing off some of them that are made if we get some, because that's always exciting. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Just in time, because I'm almost to our destination, 1 mile away.
Wait, what's the sound that your mending always does? What's the song?
What?
What was the song?
Oh,
that
no. Payton.
Oh,
Tutti Frutti, wasn't it?
Yeah, let's all leave on Tutti Frutti.
Frutti!
Tutti Frutti!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Rudy!
Oh, Rudy!
Tutti Frutti! Oh, Rudy! Woo! Tutti Frutti!